Morning. How we doing? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. Hi, my name is Brian, also as Bray, and we got some stuff to talk about that um hopefully it might lead to something. But let's talk, shall we? All right. So this happened a few days ago, not that long. I wanted to make a video on the day this whole this whole thing dropped, right? But I was busy with work, you know, blah 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 blah. You know all the good stuff, right? So I'm not sure exactly when Capcom posted the survey where you're able to take some questions about Capcom games and all that stuff. I think it was a few months ago, a month ago. I'm not too quite sure exactly when the date it was. They finally released the results on the elections, and the results are honestly very surprising. So over 200,000 people voted in this Capcom survey. I did make a video of me, answering the questions of the survey, but I just forgot to upload it and edit it. So, and look who won. That's wild. So Devil May Cry won two number one spots for character and for title. So that is the one that surprised me the most, honestly, because honestly, I expected Resident Evil. I expected Resident Evil to be on this survey to win, the best game and, character. But surprisingly, a lot of people like Devil May Cry. What are the odds on that? That is really cool. All right, let's scan through these questions really quick. So first question, which of the Capcom games do you like best? And Devil May Cry 5 won the spot with 15,000 votes. Dino Crisis coming in second, which is really cool. And then Resident Evil 4 Remake coming in at third place. Of course, Devil May Cry 3 coming right after. Of course, peak gaming right here, of course. I don't remember exactly what were results, but I know Devil May Cry 3 was up there. I know I put Devil May Cry 3. I know I put Resident Evil 4. But I'm not sure the third game I put, honestly. So it's really surprising seeing Devil May Cry 5 as one of the games that a lot of people like, because Devil May Cry is not a big IP. It's a pretty popular series, yes, but I wouldn't consider it at the level of Resident Evil 4 or Street Fighter series and anything like that. But it still has a fan base, it still has fans, it still has a community, especially with Devil May Cry 5 coming out, and bringing in new players, new fans into the series. The characters, the combat, just overall everything about Devil May Cry is just cool to see, and seeing that it won, right, should say something, to Capcom, which I think is very important, especially in the gameplay department. I think gameplay is very important in any game, and I feel like it should be the main factor of any video game, honestly. And I feel like Devil May Cry 5 exceeds everything that an action game should have, and I'm just glad that a lot of people like Devil May Cry 5. And here, the top 10 favorite Capcom game series world is Resident Evil, Mega Man, and Devil May Cry coming in at third place, which again, it's very surprising to see Devil May Cry being in top 3, hell, even in top 10, honestly, which is really crazy to think about, And then the second question, who is your favorite Capcom character? And my boy Dante won, beating Leon S. Kennedy. Let's go. Virgil coming in fourth place. Let's go. Power, baby. Power. Let's go. Yeah, in the world and in Japan, I won for favorite character, which is Dante, which I'm really glad to see. Popular main characters, Dante winning. Let's go. Virgil coming in third place. Let's go. I like it. As for female character, Jill Valentine and Chun-Li, of course, we got the waifus. So the third question is, what do you look for in Capcom games? And number one, gameplay. Exhilarating gameplay. I'm actually kind of glad this won for sure. I know this was one of my answers for sure. I do remember this was the one that I answered, which is gameplay. Because, in the end, we are still playing a video game, I want to play a video game. I want to have fun, in the gameplay, having fun, doing some crazy stuff, overall just having fun with the gameplay, right? And I'm glad this has won. And I think overall, Capcom has been doing pretty well in the gameplay department in many of their games, for sure. And I'm glad that has won, for sure. The next one that actually came in second place is unique and attractive characters. Very close by, and I like it. And we are seeing that in the latest, Monster Hunter game, Monster Hunter Wild, with the two new, I believe they're the handlers of the game. And they look very, very nice. RE engine looking very nice. Are there any Capcom game series, including spin-off games, that you would like to see get a sequel or a new game? And Dino Crisis won #1 spot, which I'm actually kind of glad, but also Devil May Cry won 3rd place. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Again, a lot of people like Devil May Cry. Just saying. Resident Evil being in 4th place is actually not that bad. I like seeing the Onimusha series being on the top 10, which I like. I know I voted Devil May Cry versus Capcom, and I don't remember what else I put, but I know those were my 2 main things. I think I put Resident Evil or Dino Crisis or something. Even though I never played Dino Crisis, I would love to get into it. Yeah, there's a remake any day, you know. But still, versus Capcom series is still in the top 10. Is there a game that you would like to see completely remade with the latest technology, including character design and story direction? #1 is not in here. So the #1 thing that won was not in here. So I believe there was an option where you search up the game, and if the game was not there, there was a little option that tells you that the game is not here. You click it, and I think you put in the game that you would like to see remake or something like that. So a lot of people really want to. I'm not sure if this is targeting one specific game, and they all people like, you know, voted for this one specific game. I'm not quite sure. I don't see Dino Crisis at all. I'm gonna go and guess that this might be Dino Crisis, maybe. I'm not sure, or it could be a mix of many different games that people put. You know, it could be, you know, Dino Crisis, Devil May Cry, etc. All that stuff. You know, hopefully it is that. Hopefully Devil May Cry is in there somewhere, because I would love to see a Devil May Cry 1 remake for sure. Which Capcom games have most influenced you? And I like that Devil May Cry is #2. Let's go. And Resident Evil winning 2 spots. Goddamn. But let's go. Devil May Cry 3, dude. Let's go. Let us freaking go. Peak gaming is being recognized. Let's go. Do you have any complaints you would like to share with Capcom? Reboot previous IPs? Yes, I like that. I like that. That was the #1 thing that people put. Yes, reboot previous IP. Because I feel like there's a lot of games that could really come back and make a lot of people happy for sure, you know? And even introduce new fans to the series. You know, I would love to get into Dino Crisis for sure. We'll love to see them, you know, reboot that series for sure. But yeah, this was a Capcom survey that they posted a few months ago, and I'm really surprised with the results of it. So, does this Capcom survey mean anything? Does it mean anything? Would it lead to anything at all? I don't know. From what I heard, they did this survey a long time ago, resulting into Resident Evil 2 being, you know, remade, you know, from the ground up, and I believe Resident Evil 4 as well, and also, you know, including more Monster Hunter games, etc., stuff like that. So I believe those games were the result of a past survey they did. I believe that from what I've heard, and this could be the same thing right here, you know. So hopefully Capcom will start cooking, because, you know, there are people who do like Dante, the Devil May Cry series in general. So hopefully this makes Capcom not ignore Devil May Cry for the next 10 years again. But honestly, we might get a new Devil May Cry game in 10 years. Or in 5 more years, you know, making it 10 years. Hideaki Itsuno is kind of like the head of the Devil May Cry series. You know, if you haven't noticed right now, he has been directing all the Devil May Cry games since 2, not including a reboot or Devil May Cry 1. But he was involved with, you know, DMC Devil May Cry, you know, I believe as a producer, if I'm not mistaken. And I know Itsuno's team right now are working on a DLC for Dragon's Dogma 2, I believe. And I know Dragon's Dogma did sell well. They meet their expectations, I believe so. So Itsuno might start his new project, which most likely might be Devil May Cry 6. But again, when I do think about new sequel games, you know, etc., stuff like that, I do kind of remember the one interview that Itsuno had talking about, you know, not making no more Devil May Cry games. After this interview of Itsuno saying, you know, it would be fun to create something new, you know, it begs the question, will Itsuno, you know, not make any more Devil May Cry games or Dragon's Dogma games in general and move on to something completely new? Is still up for debate. So again, we don't know. With a lot of remakes happening left and right with different studios, you know, remaking old games, etc., I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a Devil May Cry remake in the future. In my personal opinion, the only games I think that really do deserve a remake are just Devil May Cry 1 and 2. I think the rest of the games are just fine the way it is. Devil May Cry 1 being very different from the rest of the Devil May Cry series, you know, and being, you know, with its tanking controls and platforming and stuff like that, I feel it could benefit from a really good remake. And also Devil May Cry 2, because, you know, Devil May Cry 2 I feel like those two games could really do well, and also introducing even more fans to the Devil May Cry series, and especially, you know, if a lot of people do like Dante, Devil May Cry 1 and 2 do deal with Dante a lot more and focus on Dante, especially 1, in, you know, for Dante's character arc. But the question is, will Itsuno be behind those two remakes? And honestly, I don't think he will be directing those two remakes, because I do remember him saying in an interview saying that, would you rather remake Devil May Cry 2 or make a new Devil May Cry game? And he lead more into making a new Devil May Cry game. So most likely he will be behind a new Devil May Cry remake. Sorry, a new Devil May Cry game. But I could definitely see him supervising, or at least being involved in some way in the Devil May Cry remake. But again, I'm just spitballing here. I'm just talking out of my ass. This means nothing. I mean, hopefully it does mean something. Hopefully Capcom will start cooking with this survey. And not just Devil May Cry in general, you know. I would actually love to see maybe more other games being, you know, rebooted, or at least a remake, you know, here and there. Especially with Dino Crisis, you know, I would love to see Dino Crisis have a remake or a remaster or something, right? Because I always wanted to get into Dino Crisis for sure, because it is basically just Resident Evil, but with dinosaurs, you know. At least that's the gameplay I've seen, right? So I definitely would love to see more of Dino Crisis for sure, and hopefully more fighting games in the future, aka Marvel vs. Capcom, hopefully in the future or something like that, right? 100% we will be getting more Resident Evil games, more Monster Hunter games, more Street Fighter games in the future. But I do want to see more Devil May Cry in the future in general, not just Devil May Cry, but more action games overall, more character action games to be more specific. Because there's a lot of games out there that, you know, say it's very Devil May Cry like combat, which it really isn't, you know? When the combat is not very character action, just more action Souls-like stuff like that. Because I feel like the character action genre is such a cool ass genre that people should really get into, but I feel like it's kind of losing its overall, you know, core, because of many games that are coming out saying that it's like Devil May Cry, when in reality it's more Souls-like, you know. But that's a different topic for a different video. I just hope with this survey Capcom does you know, decide to cook, because I would definitely love to see some more Devil May Cry stuff in the future, and I think we will. The only important question is when. When will we see more Devil May Cry stuff? I guess we'll just have to wait and see.